Coffee and Headlines is brought to you by the generous support of our viewers and the following community partners: Best Cord Cutting TV, Bluford's Tax Preparation, Bravo's Restaurant Bar, Casa Samtonieta Indialapa, El Rey Lounge de Versalles, John Boutique Hotel and Co-work, Montzon Brewing Company, Puerto Vallarta Neurofeedback, Puerto Vallarta Owners Reps, and Siam Cocina Thai. Thank you for your support, and thank you for supporting our community partners.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook and live here on YouTube, where we take a look at headlines from our city, state, and country. We connect the dots with whatever you bring to the table, and we try to have a more nurtured connection with our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals. It is Friday, thank goodness. It's Friday, August the 8th. And it's a strange day because I don't have a lot of news. I did some searching this morning, as I always do, and there's not a lot of news of consequence. I have a couple of headlines that I want to share with you. I have a couple of events that have come to my attention, and I want to also ask you how you're doing in terms of where you are, whether you are away from Puerto Vallarta or you're in town. Are you in business or not in business? Here in town, there's a lot of conversations about, well, in the middle of the summer, things slow down because there's not as much tourism from north of the borders. And I'm running into friends that own businesses, some of which are shifting their marketing strategy to address more Mexican nationals in their promotional efforts. I see some businesses that have not done that or have not thought about doing that. So I'm just hoping that everybody out there is doing okay and everybody is aware of the fact that sometimes we need to challenge ourselves to open up our eyes to new possibilities. So I hope to get some comments on that from you. And with that said, let me just show you what I bring to the table because we don't have a lot of news. Of course, I had a little walking tour that I had not been able to use just yet. And here we go. This one is just an announcement, I suppose, from August 18 to the 22nd. Marina Vallarta will be dressed up for the patron saint fiestas, which are organized by the Maria Reina de la Paz Parish. So if you are in Marina Vallarta, you can expect some interesting activities from the 18th to the 22nd. There's a little bit more information in this article if you want to take a look at it in the show notes after we are done with the broadcast. Let us take a quick look at the weather, and we'll focus on the events that we have afterwards. Defrag me sideways and call me Sally. Okay. Rain stopping in 5 minutes, says Snarky Weatherman. It is actually quite sunny and bright out there. Lately, I'm just not believing much of the weather anymore. Yesterday, all these newspapers were talking about torrential rain in Puerto Vallarta. We didn't see a thing. Right now, it's 28 degrees. Humidity is at 75%. And our weather forecast for today indicates that we're going to have rain in the morning, with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 55%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Saturday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 62%, a high of 31, and a low of 24. Then on Sunday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 83%. I'll believe it when I see it. A high of 32 and a low of 24. Am I losing faith on our weather forecast? Maybe just a little bit. I just wish it would rain a little bit more. Now, we've been tracking some events. A couple of these we already talked about, a couple of these are new. But in case you're looking for things to do this weekend, of course, we have this art opening happening today at 4 p.m. at Bonito Kitchen in Los Tules. It's a unique exhibition of fish prints, the ancient Japanese art of fish printing called gyotaku. So if you want to stop by, that should be a lot of fun to watch. Tomorrow, a plant sale. A plant sale happening in Colonia, Buenos Aires. If you are interested in collecting or owning exotic plants, Rick Hepting is having a plant sale tomorrow afternoon from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have also been keeping an eye on this one. Of course, tomorrow night, Motown Magic is a show produced by Selena Luna, and her daughter Patrice will be singing Motown hits along with Jason Mathis. This is happening at the Red Room in Act 2 PV. And then two new events that came to my attention. Our friends that own La Magdalena, you may remember that we went to La Magdalena for breakfast a few months ago. This is a brand new restaurant in Colonia Diaz Ordaz, and they are organizing a mixer dinner on Saturday, August 16, a week from tomorrow. What is a mixer dinner, you may ask? Well, you share a delicious three-course meal, and with each course, you change tables to meet new people. So it's not just about food, it's about real connection. If you want to give this a go, it'll set you back 950 pesos, and I'm sure it's going to be very fun for anyone looking to make new friends. And just yesterday, I heard from our dear friends from the Amapas Neighborhood Association. They are throwing a shindig. The Amapas Neighborhood Association is thrilled to celebrate its 25th anniversary on August 17th, 2025. This isn't just a milestone, they say. It's a fabulous testament to the dedication of our amazing volunteers and the vibrant spirit of our community. We want to hear from you, I heard. Take a moment to share with the Neighborhood Association what it means to you and dig out any photos that showcase our journey together. Your stories and snapshots will make this celebration even more special. Let's make some unforgettable memories together. And they included a URL, which I will add to the show notes, on a website called Newly Words. And of course, I was curious about this website, and I went and visited the homepage and check it out. It's a place online where you can submit content to put together a collaborative memory book. What a fun idea. I had no idea that this website existed. So, what a great way to prepare something for a birthday or for an anniversary or even as a memorial. So, I will share all these links with you in the show notes so that you can keep an eye on what you may want to do. And of course, if you live in Amapas or you have fond memories of Amapas and you wish to submit content, which apparently can be photos or text, or maybe even video. I haven't explored the website, but it certainly looks like a lot of fun. Now, this is what I bring to the table, and now we're going to walk. You may remember it was a Monday 2 weeks ago. I had said, I'm going to do a walk. I'm going to go look for cheese at the Mercado Emiliano Zapata, and I'm going to have great lunch with Lars. Well, two of those things actually happened. I recorded a walk, which I haven't shared with you, but we're going to look at today. I had great lunch with Lars. The cheese lady was not to be found. Apparently, she was out shopping for cheese elsewhere in the country. But I do have this walk that I want to show you. And let me show you what I did. I started at Margarita M. de Juarez Street in Colonia Benito Juarez. Then I walked along the river as we entered the Remanse neighborhood. And then, of course, we ended up, well, I say we, it was really me and my camera, walking down Lázaro Cárdenas until I reached the Lázaro Cárdenas market. No, I mean the Emiliano Zapata market. So this is what we're going to look at today. Let me push the button and let's walk together. And here we are at the very, very edge of the river. I was actually hoping to be able to see from my vantage point the work that they have done to fix up the sidewalk on the Buenos Aires side of the river, the opposite side. And this is the backside of those beautiful condos. There they are. The Remanse condominium. I wonder if any of you have walked down this sidewalk. Actually, I had walked down this particular stretch once before, but not really paying much attention. It's such a quiet, dead-end street. There are a couple of nice buildings and apartment buildings. It must be nice to live in such a quiet street. Check out those apartments on the left side. Those are nice. But then there are these little nukes that maybe, I don't know if the city built them or if the neighborhood owners built them, but there are nukes where you can hang out and enjoy nature. These are often used by local families to, enjoy their weekend with friends and family. Barbara says, we have walked that walk many times. It's so quiet and peaceful. I hear you. It was a beautiful, beautiful walk. And at this junction, the street becomes Río Cuale for maybe 2 or 3 blocks only. That's what the Google map says. You can see the Libramiento bridge coming up. We're going to actually walk under it. So hopefully that will answer your question, Patrick Michelson, who just popped in. Where are we walking, says Patrick. We are walking along the river. Lots of pigeons live under those bridge beams. And just like that, we are now in Remance. So we are going to walk through 3 different colonias today. We started in Colonia Benito Juárez. As we crossed under the Libramiento, we crossed over to Remance.
Buenas tardes.
Devin says, I think we walked along there. My wife was getting mad because I wasn't sure where we were. Well, sometimes I get mad when I don't know where I am, but I try not to. Tammy, we are so close to your turf. Well, we're getting away from it, but yes, this is a beautiful walk. I approached the Riverside a couple of times. As you can see, again, this was about a week and a half ago, and you can see barely all the new wall that was built on the river so that it won't get damaged when the river current rises. I think we get a clearer view of that further on. A man just chilling, selling pineapples. Gotta love it. And just as an FYI, right in the middle of that street, that's where the Arte Vallarta Museo is located. And see, you can see the wall that the government built along the river. And I think this is actually the first time I had walked that side of the river since it came down. The government did a really good job here, and there's still some details to be fixed.
Buenas tardes.
Not bad, eh? And so close to Emiliano Zapata. That's the Red Cabbage on the left. It was closed. It's a very popular restaurant. Susan says, this walk is just what I needed. Well, that's exactly what I said when I did it, actually. I was so psyched about going to see the cheese lady, but she was not there. But I still had an amazing lunch with Lars. Buenas tardes. You know, Mary says, Paco, I love these views of the river. For all we say and we complain about the weather, actually, before I do that, before I comment on you, this is the, I think this is the Mendiola Health Center. It's one of the big places in town where you can get vaccinated and things like that. Anyhow, Mary, you know, we don't like the heat, we don't like the humidity, but I mean, this time of the year, it is so amazing to see everything so green and lush. Now look at this monstrosity that is being built. That's just the foundation. They built the foundation from, 3 levels up down to street level here. And they haven't even started building the actual inhabitable parts of that. But it's going to be huge. We know how it goes. Now that orange structure on the right-hand side is part of a suspended bridge that has not or was not brought back after it collapsed. And of course, at this point, this street is no longer called Río Calle. It is now called Ribera del Río. So it must be interesting for people that live on these buildings, what kind of directions they give to their friends when they're going to come over and visit. Buenas tardes. And here we are turning onto Lázaro Cárdenas Street. A new drugstore promoting itself. And we continue along. Now we are less than one block away from the Mercado, and I have said this a lot lately. Anyone that lives close to Mercado Emiliano Zapata is so fortunate to have access to it. And that's the little street where, oh gosh, what is it called? El Oasis? No. Oops, it escapes me, but that's the way traffic goes at this point. There's an entertainment venue out there, and I'm sorry I forget the name right at this time. But anyhow, anyone living in this neighborhood is so fortunate to be surrounded by all kinds of little shops where you can find so many things that maybe, just maybe, keeps you from going to the supermarket or maybe just going to bigger stores from time to time. these stores are so important to the fabric of our city because they've been there for years, for decades. So it's always a little bit heartbreaking when larger supermarkets, come in. This fish market, this fish store has been there forever. Thank you for that, Tammy. And here's the mercado. I was a little early and I figured let's take a quick look just to see how busy the mercado is. And people may be complaining that there are less tourists, but the mercado is always bustling with activity. This is the eating area in the back. The courtyard. It is unfortunate to see that not all of these spots are presently occupied or open for business. I'm sure that the local government does whatever they can to promote their availability. There's a tortilla making place coming up on the right-hand side, and I am always drawn to the sound of the tortilla factory. It just makes me feel so good whenever I hear it. There you go. And there's Emiliano Zapata himself. And Mark says, I'm getting homesick. Well, it happens. And this is the moment when I found out that the lady that sells the cheese was not there, but there is Lars waiting for me. And we went and had some great fun and great lunch, rather, and great fun at Salud Superfood, which, as you know, used to be in Olas Altas. But it moved to the mercado, and it keeps the wonderful essence of the really healthy edibles they offer. Well, not edibles like in woo edibles, but I mean their menu is delightful. So that is the little walk that I had prepared for you, or that I had saved for you. I was actually going to use this walk as one of my pre-recorded broadcasts, and I ended up not using it. But now it's time to go look for more content for days like these when there is not a lot to report. Let's take a quick look at your comments. I'm going to be looking for those cues just to see what's going on. Lots of good morning as always. Was that a rainy moment of zen in Talpa? I peeked at the show opening credits. The answer, Logan, is yes. That was Claudio, Lucas, and Lars and I sitting at the wonderful balcony of this second-story Airbnb that we found in Talpa. And more than once did we enjoy beautiful thunder showers like that. It was just heavenly. And so much cooler than here. Let's see what else we have. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Jim is coming back soon. I look forward to seeing you. Logan says it must be very difficult to be a meteorologist in PV. Either that or nobody knows what the frack they're doing. I don't know. I'm just grateful whenever it rains and it brings the temperature down, even if it's for a little bit. Linda Galoso, that's not far from where we were. It's great to see you. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Brian, thank you so much for that. I thoroughly enjoyed the presentation last night. I listened to house music the whole ride home. It was a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for coming. We had a great time. Again, as I said during the presentation, I never know who is going to be drawn to the topics, and we had what was it, like 10 or 12 people. So it was beautiful. I had a really, really good time. Boom, boom, boom. More good mornings. Thank you very much. And let's see what else. I think we are pretty much done. Julie says, love eating at the Emiliano Zapata Mercado. The taste of fresh, warm tortillas can't be beat. Yes, that is a great mercado to have a bite at. And there's different vendors, so you can try different flavors at each one of them. And this brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow morning for more coffee, more headlines, and more stories. Between now and then, stay kind, stay refreshed, stay cooled, and stay air conditioned if you have access to it. I'll see you tomorrow morning.